What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be starting another fighting fantasy book in the series. We're skipping ahead here. Usually we were going to do this in order, but it's Halloween weekend. Well, it's not till Tuesday, but we're going with Howl the Werewolf. It's one we've been excited for a very long time. This one's actually written by Jonathan Green, so it's yeah, I've heard good things. A lot of people are very excited for this one. This is their favorite book, so I don't know exactly what the mechanics are, but I'm assuming they're going to be quite fun, and it seems to be more of a horror vibe. So yeah, what's the synopsis then? Let's hear the brief story on this one.
Do you want to read it, or do you want me to read
it?
Lupravia is a cursed land, a chill place of snow-capped mountains, brooding forests, and mist-shrouded moors, haunted by the spirits of the restless dead. Only the foolhardy or insane would enter that benighted realm of predators. But enter you must, after a vicious wolf attack sets you on the path to murder and madness.
Nice.
Steadily succumbing to the beast within, you must seek out a cure for your condition before the next full moon. That's not very long.
So this whole book takes place in like
24 hours maybe. Oh no,
it's like 2 weeks, right?
Full moon could be, yeah, a while. But how long can you survive in a land where all live in fear of the howl of the werewolf?
If we're the werewolf, then we're alright then. So, okay then, let's what we're going to do is we're going to intro the book, and once we get to the starting point, we're going to roll our skills and stamina and luck and all of those things. So,
do you want to take this in turn? It's not as long as a lot of them.
Yeah,
but
let's do a page at a time or a few paragraphs at a time. So here we go then. The chapter is titled Bad Moon Rising. So, it was madness even to think that you could make it to the next village before nightfall. As dusk descended, what possessed you to leave the road and attempt to take the shortcut through the suffocating forest? An experienced sword for hire you may be, but your brash bravado has got the better of you this time, once and for all. Your heart beats a tattoo of near panic in your chest. Your ragged breathing rasps loudly in your ears. You quicken your step just as you know that the creatures that are haunting you are quickening theirs. You can hear the wolves panting as they run, easily keeping pace with you. The night closes in, a smothering shroud of darkness. You trip over an exposed tree root, and the moon only not over the moon. You trip exposed tree root. The moon only matter of nights away from being full, casting its sickly light through the naked black branches above. To your agitated mind, the trees seem to claw at you with their skeletal black fingers. Suddenly, the adrenaline rush of panic is replaced by that of desperate hope as you catch sight of a flickering light between the looming leafless trees. It may be no more than a lone guttering candle flame, but to you it is a brilliant beacon of hope amid the blackness. The light is shining from the window and an isolated hut. You suddenly feel there is a chance you might yet escape the cruel fate that the encroaching night seems to have set aside for you. It's sounding good.
A howl cuts through the chill night air, a mournful sound that freezes the blood in your veins. You immediately stumble to a halt. The animal cry came from somewhere close by. Your heart racing, your breathing shallow and fast, you spin around, scouring the oppressive forest for the telltale signs that you know must be there. And then you see them, a dozen blazing red eyes, smouldering like coals, watching you from the darkness. Growling, the wolves slink into the moonlight in front of you. The animals have a lean, hungry look, their grey pelts scabrous and patchy, their ear tips pressed low against their skulls, lips curling back from yellowed, slathering fangs. Darting anxious glances around, you realise to your horror that you are surrounded. You unsheath your sword. Oh, so we have a sword.
Mm-hmm.
The blade shining as it slides from its oiled leather scabbard. You test its weight in your hand, knowing that it's only a matter of moments before you will be forced to fight for your life. In that moment, your mind is suddenly awhirl with memories of the last few months. Growing weary of the comfortable security of the plains of Femfrey and Lenderland, you ventured north into that cloud-capped, frostbitten realm of unforgiving mountain peaks and brooding forests that is Marastatia.
Mm-hmm.
The pettily feuding principalities, there's a lot of big words in this book, of that deadly land have histories as long and as bloody as that of the old world itself.
Your copy looks to be in good condition. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah,
condition.
it is actually.
I think you bought it as part of a set. That's so yeah, it's very good. It's not like the 80s one, but it's like the 90s one, I think. But yeah, it's very clean. Okay, so people talk in hushed tones of the vampire lord of Mortivania, Did this
Ooh,
come out
there's
before?
vampires in here as well.
Did this come out before or after Castlevania? Vampire lords of Mortavania and the ghoulish death cults of Bathoria. This is just like Bloodborne. No land is more benighted and accursed than that of Lupravia, a chill place of primeval mountains, dark forests and mist-shrouded moorland. It is said to be haunted by the spirits of the restless dead. The wretched native folk, naked folk.
Naked.
The wretched native folk of that land struggle to eke out even the meanest living from its thin soil and regularly suffer the predations of wild animals. Only the foolhardy or insane would choose to willingly pass beyond its borders and enter that desolate realm. And yet here you are on the very edge of Lupravia, and suddenly everything you've ever heard about that place seems so terrifyingly real. A snarl more menacing and blood-chilling than any you have heard this hateful night. The right one.
It's pretty chilly.
It put me off there. You've yet heard the hateful night brings you back to the present and the dire nature of your predicament. The wolves halt as one, pushing aside the other wolves as it moves through the pack. It is the undoubtable leader. It is caught for a moment in the washed out light of the moon, which hangs like a mourner's corpse watch candle in the pall of night. You have never seen it like it's like before. We always start off like really bad at reading and so
It's like we haven't read for like 3 weeks.
The creature is huge, a monstrous beast twice the size of any wolf in the pack. Its pelt is utterly black, apart from one long streak of grey that runs from the top of its head all the way down its back. The look of evil intent in its eyes, something wholly unnatural in a wolf, something almost inhumanly human. A guttural growl that speaks of your imminent demise rises from deep within its chest, and the wolves begin to move again. With death reflected in its eyes, the great wolf prepares to pounce. Turn to paragraph 1. You read good.
Read good.
To be fair, Jonathan Green is a lot more sort of in depth. It's more like reading a novel.
Yeah.
This one, which is really good. So we need to roll our skills down that book.
Yes.
So it's a little bit different in this one. I believe skill is rolled by rolling 1 dice, dividing it by 2, rounding up if it's an odd number, and then adding 7.
Yeah, so let's do it. Roll 1 dice.
Here we go. Okay, I'm off, I'm afraid. Have fun and catch the remainder on the VOD and then stay well. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming back.
Have a great evening.
Yeah, have a good weekend as well. He's a proper writer.
Proper job.
Okay, 2. So divide that by 2 is 1 plus 7. So we have a skill of 8.
Skill of 8.
Wow.
Giving you a total of 8 till 10. So you can only get 8, 9, or 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we're the lowest of the low.
Oh. Oh, well.
And then, so for stamina.
Howl of the Werewolf. Yes, me, so it's Howl.
Yeah. It's spooky season.
Yeah, we're only doing this for a seasonal one. Great book. Good to hear you like this one. So stamina is 2 dice and plus 10, right? In this one instead of 12. So you want to roll 1? I'll roll 1. 6.
Oh, nice.
So what's
11. What is it?
11 plus 10.
21.
21 stamina.
And then luck is roll 1 dice, add 6.
Oh no, I've got my dodgy button that I spilled beer on. No.
Oh no.
No. Well, we've got a lot of stamina. Yeah, I spilled beer on my keyboard, and now one of my keys is just endlessly pressed down.
Can you even do anything about that? Or are we just gonna...
It normally stops after a couple of seconds.
We got a lot of stamina.
So I need to use this left keyboard for this. Oh god, and it takes about 6 hours to actually delete text on there.
There's gonna be a whole hour slot. Just...
You have to buy a whole new keyboard for this one key now.
No, maybe can I just take it apart?
I probably can, yeah, I probably can. Okay, look, is that the same as normal?
Yes, roll 1 dice and add 6.
Okay, you roll this one.
Oh no.
We never use luck anyway, do we?
Oh.
5, so...
11.
So bad. Right, left keyboard.
Yeah. All, for reasons that will be explained below, all your scores will constantly change during the adventure. You must keep accurate record of the scores, and they can never exceed their initial scores, except on occasions when specifically
When the text
told.
tells you to.
Nice. So is that it? Are we ready to go?
Yeah, we do have a what's called a change point up there, which I can only imagine is for transformation's sake. Maybe the further we get into the towards the full moon, that's going to go up, and we'll probably gain skills, but we'll also have negatives as well. So we'll see how that works when we get to it. So
I'm just reading what provisions we have.
we have 10 provisions.
10 provisions?
Yeah, they
and
give
you
you
can
4
get gold in this.
Yes. Okay, page 1. Your
Are you
turn.
ready?
Yes. Have we got a picture?
Yes.
Nice.
Starting with a picture.
There he is, the big bad black wolf.
With the wolf pack steadily closing in on you and the great wolf tensed ready to attack in an instant, you are going to have to act fast and use all your cunning if you are ever going to get out of this dire situation alive. Will you turn your back on the wolf and try to run for it?
Mm-hmm.
Stand your ground and prepare to meet the black wolf's inevitable attack? Or seize the initiative and charge the wolf?
Okay.
We can't run. You should never run from...
I'm just assuming that we're probably going to get bitten by this and turn into a werewolf. So we'll probably end up having to fight it if we try and fight it. If we try and run away, we'll probably get bitten, and we'll just the same thing will happen. Seize the initiative and charge the wolf. Does that work on a wolf pack? Will they not just like Jurassic Parkers?
Well, I mean, I think with like animal attacks, you're not meant to be like big and running and scary and shouting and screaming.
You shouldn't need to checkpoint this, as it's quite easy to complete. Okay.
Really?
I would have thought this would be quite a tough one.
I thought this was meant to be a tough one.
Oh, awesome.
Yes,
You're gonna read along. So,
should we just run at him? We're gonna get bit anyway.
Let's just see what happens if we try and charge it. I feel like we're just gonna get absolutely demolished, but I want to see what happens anyway.
Yeah, 147.
Here we go. Howl of the Werewolf.
I'm so excited.
Spooky times. Drawing on all your reserves out of desperate adrenaline-fueled courage, with your sword raised above your head, you charge the wolf even as it launches itself at you. But having seized the initiative, it is you who lands the first blow. The wolf squeals in pain, and then its pain turned to anger as it is upon you. Black Wolf, skill 7, stamina 8.
First fight.
Okay, so
we ain't gonna.
So after 2 further attack rounds, if you reduce the Black Wolf stamina to 7 or less, which is after 1 attack. Oh, so after 2 attack rounds, if we do damage or not, if we get its stamina down to 7, we basically turn to page 271.
Okay.
So if we do it in the first round, we turn to that. If they attack us, regardless, we get to 2. Yeah. Okay, so here we go.
So his skill is 7 and his stamina is 8. Remember to use the other keys.
I think we've actually got a picture of like a singular wolf who's like black, but
I think it's a werewolf though.
oh, is that not a werewolf?
It doesn't say he is.
Ah, true. Okay, so skill is 8, is it?
Skill is 7. Stamina is 8.
Come on.
After 2 further attack rounds, or if you reduce.
Yeah.
The
so
stamina.
basically,
Okay.
if we win first time around, then we go to that page. Okay, first fight. That's not an easy for you to say. Which one was that?
8.
Okay, so that's
17?
10, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 17 for us. Enemy roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so turn to that page, right?
Yeah.
Your turn.
271. As you battle the Black Wolf, you become increasingly aware of the rest of the wolf pack continuing to close in around you. And that momentary distraction is all it takes. You stumble on an exposed route and lose your footing. The huge wolf seizes the opportunity with unnerving animal cunning. Your sword arm flailing as you try to maintain your balance, the wolf smashes through your compromised defense and hurls you bodily to the ground. You feel its great weight on top of you, the breath knocked out of you. You can smell its fetid carnivore's breath, hear its snarl in your ear, and then with a savage cry of animal satisfaction, the wolf sinks its fangs into the flesh of your shoulder.
Oh no.
Lose 2 stamina points. We don't have an actual screen, do we?
What screen?
We don't have a man screaming sound.
Oh no, we don't.
Your agonized cry is suddenly joined by a howl of pain as the wolf releases its grip. Your vision graying, you see a tall, thick-set figure standing over the black wolf. A sturdy woodsman's axe raised above his head. The axe descends again and the wolf gives a strangled yowl and leaps off you. The woodsman swings his axe again and the wolf flees yelping, the rest of the pack skulking after their leader. Then the great figure is looming over you.
Oh no.
Defeated by pain and blood loss, your body cannot take anymore and you black out. Turn to 111.
It's how Bloodborne starts. Okay.
Who's this big burly man that's
He's
come
the
to save
man
us?
who kills the big red... Not red rabbit, but...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of him as well.
Okay. You wake from a feverish and terrifyingly realistic dream in which a wolf is snapping at you with slavering jaws. You open your eyes and find yourself looking up at the cobwebbed rafters of a wooden shack. You are suddenly brought back to the present with a start, a rush of unbidden and unpleasant memories whirling around your mind. You remember catching sight of the hut between the trees, a beacon of hope in the cold, wolf-haunted night. Your next recollection is a painful one. The savage attack by the black wolf, and you recall the face of the woodsman peering down at you, his axe gripped firmly in his meaty hands. Good job we didn't mix that sentence up. Its sharp edge ruddy with the wolf's blood. But now you are lying on the uncomfortable straw-stuffed mattress of a pallet bed. You force yourself to sit up and gasp in pain from the savage wolf bite you received to your shoulder. You want to take care of that, you hear a gruff voice say, and you turn in surprise, wincing again as the wound smarts, to see a thick-set bearded man sitting at a table next to the stone chimney breast smoking a pipe. His careworn face is lit by the dull orange glow of a fire crackling in the hearth. I've cleaned and dressed the wound as best I can, but it's going to take time to heal. A candle burns in the window, and outside all is shrouded in darkness. Not really sure where you are, the man, or who the man is, or why he's chosen to take care of you. You mumble your thanks. Come, sit, there is something I have to show you. Cautiously, you rise from the bed and join the man at the table. I'm Ulrich. I make my living as a forester in these wild woods, he says, proffering his hand as you take the seat. On the table in front of the woodsman is a bundle of coarse, blood-stained cloth, and you find yourself wondering why a seemingly decent man would want to live out here in such a wild, isolated, and dangerous place. What happened, you ask, unable to take your eyes from the crimson bundle that lies between the two of you. And so Ulrich relates his version of events. He was inside the shack when he heard the wolves howling and your cries. Taking up his axe, he rushed to your aid. I managed to lay a savage wound on that black wolf, he explained, sent it packing, the rest of its sorry pack scurrying after once they saw their leader bested. You wanted to show me something, you reminded Ulrich. Oh, it's a long page. Do you want to read the next one? Hello, sorry for bothering you. Want to sort of, but...
Indeed I do, he mutters, and begins to unwrap the bundle in front of him. I told you I dealt the wolf a savage blow. Well, in fact, I cut off its paw. At least it was a paw to begin with. Ulrich peels back the last strip of bloodstained cloth. But tell me, does that look like a paw to you? Lying on the table in front of you is a gnarled black furred claw, somewhere between a human hand and a wolf's paw.
Nice.
Horror twists your heart in its chilling grip. Before Ulrich even has chance to explain, you already know what he's going to say. That wasn't a wolf that attacked you out there in the woods tonight. It was a werewolf, you finish. You know what this means. It would explain your feverishness and horrible hallucinatory dream. For the bite of a werewolf, a man cursed to take on the form of a wolf when moonlight bathes the world, carries the dread disease of lycanthropy, the self-same affliction that is responsible for its own ghastly transformation. It is as good as a death sentence, for without a cure, the only future you can look forward to is one of madness and murder, as the wolf inside you struggles to free itself and satisfy its bloodlust. You stare at the grotesque object lying on the table. Even as you watch, it appears to become more human and less animal in form. Seeing your reaction, Ulrich says, "This is an evil thing and should be destroyed. Throw it into the fire and be done with it." Do you want to throw the changing hand into the fire immediately, or do you want to take a closer look at it first?
Should we take a close look at it?
Well, we've already been inflicted, so we might as well...
I think maybe we should write 111 down, and then if we go back to the start, we can kind of just go back to this point.
Yeah.
Just so we don't have to read the whole thing again.
So should we have a closer look at the hand?
Yeah, it's probably got a tattoo or something on it.
139 is actually doing that.
Yeah, monkey's paw. Taking the hand into your own by the flickering amber light of the fire, you examine it. hand is now almost completely human, except for it still sports particularly long and hardened claw-like nails. But there is something else. On the middle finger, there is a large gold signet ring bearing a remarkable crest on a circular face. The crest shows a howling wolf's head against the full moon. If you want to keep this morbid curiosity, add the signet ring to your equipment list on your adventure sheet. Yes.
Yeah, of course we do.
So what's it called? Just this signet ring, gold signet ring. Okay, so go to page 290, and I will give us our first item.
We don't have to put it on, do we?
No, it didn't say that. So.
God, how cool are these little illustrations at the bottom of the.
Oh, that's awesome.
Picking up the transformed hand, you hurl it into the fire with a scream of rage and then watch as the fingers blacken and burn, the flesh crisping and crackling in the hungry flames.
So fireworks.
Fireworks?
Fireworks on Werewolf.
Oh, right. Then I am doomed, you say, in utter despair as you gaze into the fire, doomed to become a creature of bloodthirsty appetites. I shall be unable to control when the moon waxes full. I shall be an outcast, an animal, a murderous beast. Add 3 points to your change score.
Power up.
Maybe not, Ulrich says, fixing you with an unnerving stare. There is something old and forbidding about the dark pits of his eyes, as if there is something else looking out of Ulrich at you. There may still be hope for you. Oh, is Ulrich a werewolf? Or has he been a werewolf?
Maybe, but he's going to tell us about the cure, isn't he? The antidote.
There is? Then what is to be done? You press the woodsman to tell you more. What does he know that you do not? I know of 2 cures for lycanthropy.
Kill the leader.
But we will have to act quickly. Ulrich will help you, but why? Let us just say that we all have our secrets. So what are the cures? The surest way is to find the werewolf that infected you with its bite and kill it. You could also eat a sprig of the herb belladonna if you could find some. And there is one other course of action we could take. We could seek the assistance of Grandmother Zakova, the wisest person I know who lives further into these woods, over the border in Lipravia. But it is up to you. What do you want to do? Will you choose to pursue the wolves in the hope of hunting down the animal that bit you? Search the woods for the herb belladonna, or go in search of the wise woman Grandmother Segova. Why are the 3 choices? I want to do them all.
I know. We might have to do a replay of this one. I think we're not going to be able to find the wolf because we're probably going to have to kill that wolf at some point anyway.
Yeah, but it's wounded. He might be bleeding.
Not going to happen. That's going to be an end game boss. So.
Should we search for the herb? Or do you want to find Madame
I think that's probably the most reasonable option because it says we're going into Lipravia for that, are we not?
Yeah.
And that's what it says on the back of the book.
Should we go and find the wise woman? I just hope she's alive and real.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's try that. And if not, we can always try something else.
If you can't just find herbs on the way, though.
They might all end up. It's not a video game.
Right, let's go.
What's this one like John First missing complete big scenarios? Like, if we go one of these 3 ways, are we going to completely miss out loads of cool stuff?
We won't know until we do it. We're going to have to pick one though, aren't we?
Yeah, it's the last one.
Right, let's go. 302 to find what she called Grandmother Zakova.
Yeah. Ulrich sets off through the night at such a pace that in your current condition you find it exhausting to keep up. Your panting breath missed before you in the cold night air, but Ulrich shows no sign of slowing. Your predicament is too dire, and so you continue half running to keep up with the woodsman as he hurries through the brooding forest, leading you deeper and deeper into his dark domain. This dark domain.
I was going to say, where have we gone?
You have been travelling in this way for almost an hour when you come in sight of a stone cottage. Didn't say which way, does it? You come in sight of a stone cottage complete with a sagging thatched roof. Without breaking his stride, Ulrich marches up to the sturdy iron-bound oak door and beats on it with the haft of his axe. From inside the cottage comes a sound of shuffling steps, followed by a cracked, irritable voice. Oh. Who's there, and what do you want? Grandmother, the woodsman calls. It is Ulrich with a friend in need of your help. A tiny hatch in the middle of the door slides open, and 2 cataract blurred eyes peer out before the opening closes again. There is the grate of bolts being pulled back until the last door opens. A hunched figure ushers you both into the warm glow, but before the door is slammed shut and rebolted. Wrapped in a woolen shawl is the wizened old crone. Looks up and down suspiciously. She has a hooked nose and chin, and it looks for every part of the witch, with a chain of silver charms hanging around her neck. So it's you who needs my help, is it? Grandmother Zakovia says. You listen in nervous anticipation as Ulrich tells the old wise woman of the fate that has befallen you. The old woman appears to take in what Ulrich says with dispassionate interest. When he is done, she turns to you. Without saying a word, she starts to prod and poke you, looking in your eyes and getting you to stick out your tongue. She also takes a look at the werewolf's bite on your shoulder. Lycanthropy is a terrible and crippling curse indeed, she says at last. But you are fortunate to have met a trustworthy Ulrich here, who has had the foresight to bring you to me, for I can help you, although I cannot cure you. The disease is still just taking hold, and if we act fast, we might yet counteract the effects of the werewolf's saliva venom. I can prepare a potion brewed from the belladonna's weed, which will help, but with your consent. I would like to bleed you first, so that the concoction might have a faster, more potent effect. Will you let the wise woman bleed you before administering her potion, or will you refuse and simply ask her to produce the belladonna concoction? Should we just give her the blood?
Bleed us.
Let's do it.
Granny?
It all goes back together, which okay, that's good then.
335. Bleed me, Granny.
It's just like, this is the type of book where I want to do as much as we can.
Grandmother Zakova sits you down on a chair and then, without making any great show of what she is doing, pulls up the sleeve of your jerkin and puts a knife to an exposed vein. Your blood starts to flow hot and dark, and she collects it in a shallow wooden bowl. The wise woman keeps the wound open for several minutes until you start to feel lightheaded and woozy. Lose 3 stamina points.
We can get that back.
Just as you think you're going to pass out, she staunches the blood flow with a poultice of herbs and then quickly binds the wound with a strip of cloth bandage. As you take a moment to recover from the bleeding, Grandmother Zakova takes a stopped gourd bottle from a shelf and warms its contents in a small cauldron over the fire. She adds a bundle of dried herbs and then leaves the concoction to simmer. The close air inside the cottage is filled with an acrid aroma. Another half an hour and the potion is ready. Drink this, Grandmother Zakova commands, shoving a ladle full of viscous grey-green liquid in front of your lips. Holding your nose, you swallow the potion and a single gulp, hoping not to taste it. Although you feel no obvious effects, the potion begins to act immediately, slowing the transformation that the lycanthropy is working upon your physical form. Subtract 2 points from your change
so I
score.
imagine this is like the fear in House of Hell, where you got to 10, you just died of fright.
You just takes you over completely.
Yeah.
Or something.
So
Okay, so I'm guessing it'd probably only take 1 off if we just drank it without it taking our blood.
Okay, so we're back down to 1, which is good.
Now turn to 382.
I kind of wanted to turn to a werewolf and kill people though.
We will. I think we will anyway.
Turn to page
382. Oh, maybe we
382.
won't then.
Either way, it's about the atmosphere and the vibe, and so far it's been
Vibing
really
with
good.
Grandmother Zakova.
Exactly, yeah. Tastes like vodka. Oh, yeah. There's enough in there to be bled for 7 hours. So I am cured, you ask the wizened wise woman. Have you rid me of the curse of the werewolf? Before Grandmother Zakova can answer, a chilling howl cuts through the night. It came from outside the cottage. Spirits preserve us. She gasps, clutching the necklace of charms around her throat. They are back. Ulrich hurries to double-check the iron-bound oak door is secure. The howl is joined by other lupine voices coming from all around the cottage. The wolves have Grandmother Zakova's cottage surrounded. A sudden and totally unexpected rap at the door, which makes the old woman start and Ulrich tighten his grip on the axe, and then comes the voice that you will never forget as long as you live. Little pigs, let me come in. Begone, the night creature, Grandmother Zakova screams. For a moment, the only sound is the snuffling of creatures prowling the perimeter of the cottage. The relative peace is violently broken by a furious fist beating at the door. Let me in, you wretched swine. The malevolent yet refined masculine voice continues. My brothers and I wish to dine with you, and if you won't let us in, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll break my way in. The unseen man's scream of rage seems to transform into an unearthly howl. The wolf pack takes up the cry, and deep inside you, something strange to answer their call. Roll 2 dice, and if the total rolled is less than or equal to your current change score, turn to 4 and 6. If it's greater, turn to 3, 7.
It's 2 dice, so it's gonna be greater then.
Yeah.
Because it'd be impossible to get less.
Yeah. So what was it? You roll 2 dice.
You don't need to.
I just want to see what it actually is. See if I've read it right. Roll 2 dice if it's less than.
Yes. Yeah. So the werewolves are calling to us.
Yeah. So if it's less than your thing,
1,
which it's not going to be, is it? So yeah. If it's greater, turn to 37. So these are the guys at the door, I'm going to assume, like the werewolves in human form. You can't really see there, but it's just like the villagers from Resident Evil 4. If it's greater, turn to 37. This makes me want to watch Dog Soldiers. I've not seen that in a long time.
I've never ever seen Dog Soldiers. The cottage shudders with a resounding crash as something throws itself at the bolted door. Incredibly, the wolves are attacking the cottage, trying to force their way in. You're going to have to help defend Grandmother Zakova's home from the creature's determined assault. There are 3 ways into the cottage, the door by which you entered and 2 windows. Ulrich, Grandmother Zakova, and you all guard 1 entrance each.
Mm-hmm.
Choose who is covering each entrance.
Okay.
8 wolves will attempt to break into the building. Roll 1 dice for each wolf. On a roll of 1 or 2, the wolf charges the door. On a roll of 3 or 4, it attacks the first window. On a roll of 5 or 6, the creature assaults the second window. The door can resist 1 wolf attack. Ulrich will be able to kill 2 wolves before any of the animals can get past him and into the cottage. Grandmother Zakova can dispatch 1 wolf with her trusty frying pan before any others get the better of her. Any wolves that you must face, you fight 1 at a time, adding 1 to your attack strength because you are defending a narrow opening.
Okay, it's interesting.
Okay, and if you win, you will then have to do away with any other wolves that have managed to enter the cottage. Once you've dispatched any remaining wolves, with the pack's attack repelled, the wise and old wise one turns to you. Okay, right, let's...
Okay, so what do we need to do for that?
So, should we take the door and give them...
The windows?
Give them a window each?
Yeah, so let's just say the woodsman's on window 1 and the woman's on window 2.
Okay.
Okay, so what do we do first then?
So we roll a dice for each wolf. So we've got 8 wolves.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to roll 8 dice. So let's roll 1 first.
What's a 1 and a 2? And a
1 or 2, the wolf charges the door.
and gets in.
Well, has to fight us.
Okay.
3 or a 4, it attacks the first window, or 5 or 6, it attacks the second window. I'm just going to make a note that us is the door.
Yeah.
Ulrich, window 1.
Mm-hmm.
And Zakova, window 2.
Okay.
So, first roll.
Here we go. 5.
So he's at Zakova with the window 1, so Zakova's can take 1 with a frying pan.
So he's dead.
Wolf 1 is down.
Okay.
Yep.
And there's 7 left.
Yep. So, number 2.
Okay. You want to roll this one?
Yes.
6.
6! Oh no, so he's got in.
Yeah.
Because Grandmother's Zakova can't.
Yeah. So
fight
do we
animals.
fight that now?
No, so he's in the house now.
Okay.
And then at the end, we
Okay,
fight
you
any
see
that
how
are broken
I got
into
you.
the
Okay.
house.
So wolf number 3. 2.
2.
That's us.
That's us, so we have to fight him.
Do we fight him now? Or should we wait until all wolves are in the house and then do a big
I
fight?
don't think you meant to do that, but we can do.
Let's do that just to save a bit of time.
Okay.
Love this battle. It's very creative. Yeah, it is. I'm liking it.
So I'll put another. I'll just say these are all in the house then.
Yeah. So, right, have you been knocking off how many we've done?
Yes.
So that's number 3, right?
Yeah. So this is number 4.
5. so
Another
that's-
one in
that's
the house.
house.
The Cova's just chatting to him. This.
Yeah. Wolf
distracting
number
him.
5.
Yeah. Go.
6. That's apologies, guys, for if you're watching live on Twitch, because we've been having some issues where the stream has been crashing, and no matter what, when we've gone live again, it just was not showing to people. It happened on our last book, but we're gonna have to finish one off as a recording. So if you're gonna see this on YouTube, I am apologizing if you were watching this live and you couldn't see the rest of the show. But yeah, we were in the middle of fighting our wolves, so we have 2 wolves left to roll for.
Yep. So we killed 2 wolves.
Yeah.
There's 4 currently in the house. We've got 2 left to roll for. Then we will have to fight.
Yeah.
However
And we
many.
still have full window, don't we, on the left, where if
No, Ulrich's killed 1.
So
he
he can
killed the
kill
last
one
one.
more.
Yeah, you can kill 1
Okay,
more.
so I'll roll for, well, the next one. So 6, which is the witch's window, which
Yeah.
means there's another wolf in the house, which means there is now 5 wolves in the house.
Yeah.
And this is the last wolf, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Come on. 3 or 4. Oh,
6.
so we've got 6 wolves to kill.
6 wolves in the house. So if you take us to the battle page, we will take them on. Is there anything else? For this?
I think we need to just kill the wolves first. So, wolves, let's do it. Wolf pack.
There we go. So it's working again, thank God.
Ooh.
Well, that is. Okay, so our enemy skill.
So all the wolves have a skill of 6
Okay,
and a stamina of 5.
okay.
So we've got to do it. A
3
lot of
rounds,
dice rolls.
We'll try and speed through this then.
Yeah.
Okay, so our roll. 7 plus
15.
8. 15 for us. Enemy can get a 18 at best. So what's that? 12. Oh, 18.
Oh no!
That's us down to 13 stamina points.
14? Did it take 3 off?
No, yeah, you're right.
Shortchanging us.
Okay, here we go again. 10, 15 for us. It's 12, 13, 14. So we win.
Yeah.
Wolf 1 is down to 3 stamina.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes!
And now we limp away with 2 stamina points. So that was a very long battle, but we made it through in the end. Okay, what's next?
I don't want to read this. Once you've dispatched any remaining wolves, with the pack's attack repelled by the wizened old wise woman turns to you, fixing you with her needling gaze. Tell me again about the creature that attacked you, she says. If you have a signet ring, turn to
Nice.
369. It might be a bad thing. If not,
yeah.
turn to 326.
It's probably not related to her because she's out in the woods. It's probably like, I don't know, like if a rich family or something. 369. You tell Grandmother Zakova how Ulrich hacked off the werewolf's paw when you were first attacked. How it turned into a human hand afterwards, and of the signet ring you found on the middle finger. Let me see it, the old woman demands. Thanks for that. There was the demand.
No, it's fine.
So take it out and show it to her. She cannot suppress.
To get it out and show it to her.
So you take it out to show it to her. She cannot suppress her gasp of dread. This is the crest of House Wolfen, the ruling house of Lupravia. She explains, her voice quavering. Lupravia is a cursed land and theirs is a cursed bloodline. The stories surrounding the Wolfen curse are many and terrible tales of nightmarish monsters, people being taken away from their homes, murder and madness. Castle Wolfen lies at the furthest point of Lupravia in the foothills of the Orsov Mountains. It is said to be a sinister shadow of what it was in more prosperous times. There are stories of monsters roaming the streets in Wolfenstein, the village that lies beneath the castle, where people live in constant fear as the howling of wolves worse haunts their nights. The wretched people of that damned place rarely venture far from home. The tales of the mad prince Garul of the Wolfen family have reached even as far as these woods. It is said that he prefers the company of wild beasts to that of human beings, and from what we have witnessed this night, I believe that the curse of the Wolfen line is the curse of the werewolf. It was Garul who infected you with lycanthropy.
Ooh.
If you are to escape the curse, you must hunt him down and finish what you started here. You must destroy the head of the were bloodline before the next full moon. Grandmother Zakova has given you the information that you can do nothing but help you in your quest to rid yourself of the cursed disease you've contracted. Write the code word Avokes in your adventure sheet. So there's code words in this one.
Yeah, Avokes.
Yes. So I think that's probably an appropriate time for us to leave it there. We've got a quest now. We need to. Well, we're always going to have to kill the head werewolf.
Yeah.
So far, really enjoying this one. Do apologise for any of the issues we had trying to stream or upload this or editing issues. Yeah, we need to sort it out for next time, but hopefully the next one is good. But yeah, really enjoying this one so far, and I cannot wait to get back into it. So you having a good time with it?
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah. So we're always there for the horror vibe. So thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comment section down below what you thought of this one. Have you read this one? Have you read other ones from Jonathan Green? I know he's got a lot of cool ones that we would like to read in the future. And yeah, we'll be back again with part 2 very soon.